Exceptional stuff by RDR against Bo Nickal. Bo Nickal takes his first L with a vicious knee to the liver, solar plexus, if you will. I know a lot of people are celebrating because they hate Bo Nickal for various reasons, but I do think Bo will bounce back. After this fight, he definitely has hit a fork in the road, if you ask me. This is going to go one or two ways for him, but I do think it's going to go in an upswing unless he's unable to evolve his technical striking ability and perhaps a little bit even his fight IQ. It's either that or Bo's going to take another L and fade into obscurity. We'll see what happens. As for RDR, this is the best I've seen him since he joined the UFC. That knee was beautiful. A lot of his offense was beautiful. A lot of his footwork, distance management was awesome. It looked to me like Nickal was overwhelmed with what RDR had for him. He also seems confident as ever, and I think we should move him up into something more interesting of a fight, see what he can do. I don't think Bo should take a fast turnaround fight for sure. Hopefully that's not in his mind. He really works on his stand-up. It's just my opinion, and I don't have any ill will against him. I just think it's gonna take a lot for Bo to wipe this loss out of the fans' minds. That's for sure. And it also depends on how it makes him feel. Like I said, he's at a fork in the road. As far as Corey Sandhagen goes, I do believe that was the best performance I've seen from him. He just looked excellent. Bullied Deiveson Figueiredo. You know, Corey had one of these epiphany moments with himself, and he followed through with it against Deiveson. And honestly, him being next for the title after Merab and O'Malley, I say do it. I have no problem with that at all. That was an outstanding performance, and personally I would rather see O'Malley and Sandhagen than Merab and Sandhagen. Either way, his future's looking a little brighter all of a sudden. That was awesome to see him bounce back. I don't know where Deiveson is going to go from here, but I don't think he's going to be able to make it to even a title shot. I don't think he's going to be able to make it to a title shot in this division. I don't know if that's a hot take or a cold take. It doesn't really matter, but I feel like O'Malley bullies him as well. I feel like he has probably hit his ceiling in this division as far as upward trajectory. Maybe make some more bags. That's about it. I do want to quickly say Miesha Tate's loss cements her era forever gone, and she's out of any conversation of having a title shot. What I mean by that is in the women's bantamweight division, it wouldn't have been hard for her to do it if she had finished Yana Santos. She could have been right there depending on how everything went over the next 3 months, let's say. Miesha came out full guns a-blazing and quickly faded, and that's that. Unless Raquel Pennington has some kind of epic comeback, which she had already said she was pretty close to being done. Juliana Pena is the last of this era in the UFC as the champion. And I, at one point, very much so loved this division. Problem I'm facing now is, where is it going to go from here? Is Kayla Harrison the future? Belal Muhammad and Jack Della throwing down, and for me, I think this fight's more interesting than what people are claiming it to be, at least online. I think we see more hands from Belal in this fight. The vibe I'm picking up from him is that he has sort of a chip on his shoulder for all the trash talkers about him. I like Jack quite a bit, and I think he has a better shot of being the victor in this fight than what I was seeing, kind of surprisingly actually. It's very possible Belal manhandles him, but I think we're going to see more action in this fight. Maybe I'm just hoping for it, and that's fine too. But I think we see more action in this fight than we did Belal and Leon. Belal says he has hands, and this is the perfect person to test that against. As far as Valentina Shevchenko and Manon Fiorot goes, I really think if Valentina decides to do what she did at Noche 2, she will retain the title. Hopefully her ego gets in the way and she wants to stand and kickbox with Manon. And that would be a much more interesting fight, and she would be risking a lot because I do believe Manon can take her out on the feet exclusively. I've always said Valentina's fight style, at least on the feet, it's very explosive, and over time she's going to slow down. She has slowed down. I'm not saying Manon is super fast or anything. I do wonder if the fans will cheer Valentina if she just wrestles Manon for 4 or 5 rounds. I wonder if she knocks down Manon. That would also be very interesting. A couple of keys here for the fight is how Valentina game plans or responds to Manon's footwork, how Manon game plans or responds to Valentina's takedowns, grappling, wrestling, and who uses kicks more, specifically leg kicks. I think leg kicks would benefit either one of them to be successful in the fight. You know, Valentina against quality opponents has had to struggle, and she's been able to play the distance game very well because she's just so good. Mainly, that's what it is. But I can't help but to think that, I said this for Noche too, that she was going to slow down, and I am still under the impression that she did slow down because there was a lot of wrestling going on, because there was a lot of work on the ground. I'm really curious to see if Valentina is essentially defying Father Time, or if Noche 2 was kind of it worked type of game plan. Not that being on the ground was desperation, a move out of desperation, but her ego was a little bit checked, you know? Also, Valentina seems to be calmed down from lying. At the same time, I have a very hard time seeing Manon finishing Valentina, which only leads me to think that I don't know if she could beat her in decision. I believe Valentina can submit Manon. That's one way that I see this fight playing out, and Valentina winning by decision. I don't see Manon submitting Valentina at all, and possibly finishing her TKO or KO, but I have a very hard time convincing myself that's gonna happen. It would be one of the most incredible finishes ever, and the best fight of Manon's career if she's able to pull that off. It is exciting though, because we're getting a little bit of rotation here, and Valentina is still dominating. I think the plan really is Wiley's moving up if Valentina wins. If she doesn't win, I think Wiley takes on Virna, which is all good. I don't mind any of this in either way. We get different kinds of Valentina Shevchenkos, man, and if it's the laser focused Valentina, she's probably gonna ace Manon. I do think Manon will land. I think she will find her right, and I think that's when the fight will get going, because Valentina does not like getting hit. And what I mean is, like, every time she gets hit, she wants to get back immediately, and she cracks, obviously. I just think Valentina has more ways to win. Maybe Manon surprises us and shakes things up in the division and spoils the plans of Wiley. Dana White is going to be the one promoting Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. The Fatal Fury card went on Friday with Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. Did watch that. Rolly did win against Ryan Garcia. Devin Haney burned more calories than Tony Horton in a cardio video. The idea of seeing Garcia and Haney in a rematch right now doesn't interest me whatsoever. I'll put it that way. I did like the venue and the setting, the Times Square. I love the branding of Fatal Fury. I'm a big SNK guy. Love King of Fighters, 96, 97, 98, 95. Samurai Showdown, you know. The Canelo fight against Skull was in a cool-ass venue. The layout was interesting. The timing was definitely off, and the country was in the wrong place. And some people theorizing that the fighters, Canelo, Skull, others, Teofimo, and not Teofimo, because Teofimo looked awesome, by the way. If you didn't catch Teofimo Lopez, that was a great performance. Munguia looked pretty good too. That was pretty solid, by the way. But these guys, and I want to see Munguia and Plant over Munguia and Berlanga. I'll take either one, but I want to see Munguia and Plant for sure. That's good stuff. Some people theorizing that they just took the big paychecks and half-assed it out there. And I'm not so sure of that necessarily. Maybe there's something to that, but I really hope that's not what you would be doing, right? Because think about it, like if they were there just to not really go for it, which to be fair, they didn't. But at the same time, who knows why these performances turned out this way, truly. We can all speculate. But wouldn't you be like destroying your brand and future boxing events for yourself if you're there to sabotage it? You know what I'm saying? Is there anything to Canelo and what's his name, Skull having to fight at 6 a.m. like it was Leon Edwards? Because if it's not, then let's just forget about it. Is that what's supposed to happen? I think the weekend was to have a successful launch of the game Fatal Fury. I think a lot of people are missing that component that also involves these people, Turkey and whatnot, okay? I think that was a big part of it. The other part part was fulfilling certain promises, contracts, whatever, for these epic cards. And more so to get it out of the way to usher in what's inevitable. Dana promoting Canelo and Crawford, otherwise known for right now TKO Boxing. We're supposed to get the official name this week sometime. For me, this is great. This is exactly what we knew was coming. This is not something that upsets us or bothers us at all. Dana's gonna promote the shit out of this fight, and people are gonna buy the shit out of this fight. This is happening at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, September 27th, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Dana's gonna do excellent at this. I do wonder if they're gonna have a press tour for it. If they do, I do hope to attend if it's close enough in the Southwest somewhere, Nevada or what have you. This fight is so awesome, and I'm glad that we're getting it at all. I'm glad we're getting it at all. And all of the controversy and everything surrounding Canelo, his efforts, and Benavidez, and his last 4 fights, and looking a little thick, or whatever the fuck, alright? Dude is still here, still winning, and this is a fight that who's not gonna watch? Who isn't watching that? Everyone that said, oh, it's Canelo's skull, I'm not gonna watch that. How many of you did? This is the fight, other than, Benavidez passing on the torch, but Dana promoting it adds another level to it, and it's also, there's not a more perfect way to usher in your own boxing promotion, and I can assure you this is going to come swift and hard, very hard. I do wonder, maybe Callum Walsh is going to be on the undercard. That'd be pretty cool. Callum Walsh, very close to Dana, as many people know, and will no doubt be a name on this TKO boxing promotion. Hopefully he's on this card, man. He just fought, I think, in a month ago, 2 months ago, February, March, some shit like that. Can't remember right now. I'm really looking forward to covering this, and I hope to be there, actually. And I did want to return to and touch on 2 things real quick. Marina Rodriguez has retired from the UFC, and it was just something I wanted to point out as shout out. I enjoyed watching her fights. Saw her throw some beautiful boxing and kickboxing combinations against quality opponents. Never was a slug in the octagon, and I hope she enjoys her retirement. That said, another thing coming up this week is Alexa Grasso, Natalia Silva, and this fight couldn't be more marketable, and I don't understand why I'm not hearing anything about it. Maybe they crank things up Tuesday forward. I think this fight is about distance, and Natalia Silva is very good at distance. Alexa Grasso is not a kickboxer, and she is not a wrestler. She's gonna have to find a way to get into Natalia Silva. I don't think Silva will have a problem defending takedowns from Grasso unless Grasso has made some leaps and mega bounds in that department. It's really interesting because it feels like Grasso needs this win in a bad way. And it might be because of the subpar performance at Noche. At the same time, I've been feeling like Natalia Silva is on the ascent. And what I mean by that is the all-around ascent, not only in her skills and who she's facing, but her social media game and her popularity online. All of this accumulates into getting the rocket, just like it happened with Alexa Grasso. I don't expect this fight to be a bad one. In fact, I think somebody is getting finished. I just have trouble deciding on who. Silva's got good footwork, good aggression, good kicks. Alexa's got good boxing, good patience, and good defense. I don't do a lot of predictions, but I'm going to do a wild one just for fun here. Alexa Grasso finishes Natalia Silva KO or TKO, 3rd round.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfucker.